Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for spending an afternoon with me today. So the Silk Hero pack came out a bit ago and I've not had really an opportunity to play it. So I'm going to go ahead and do so right now. And I randomly picked the Sinister Six scenario from the Sinister Motives box, which if you can find it, go ahead and get it because it is out of print right now. So we're in the middle of setup right now. So the first part of setup is choose X villains at random, where X is equal to the number of more than one more than the number of players, excuse me. So I've got the 6 villains right here: Electro, Doc Ock, Vulture, Hobgoblin, Kraven the Hunter, and Scorpion. We're going to shuffle those up together. And the first two are going to be Hobgoblin and Kraven. And after you do that, it also says to put the other villain aside and place an active counter on the villain with the lowest activation number. So Hobgoblin's going to activate first, then we flip the main scheme. Oh, sorry, I almost forgot. Put the side scheme light at the end into play trap side up, which is I've already done. It is a permanent scheme. It has hinder 10 and 10 threat to start with. So for this game, he's going to have 20 threat. And to win, we need to remove all the threat from this scheme and remove all the threat from the scheme on the flip side when that's done. All right, so this scheme starts with 2 threats. It advances at 8. And 1 threat per player. Sorry, 1 threat per round on that end. So we're going to go ahead and, like I said, we're doing Silk. This is going to be a Justice deck because thwarting schemes are so important. This is I won't say super heavy thwarting deck, but thwarting is probably the most important thing in the deck. So we'll shuffle that up. Draw a 6, Power of Justice, Yawn Roll, Strength, Overwatch, Outwit, and Smooth as Silk. Okay, Yaw and Roll, we can only play if we have Aerial. Silk can get Aerial, but she does not have it right now, so that card is out. Smooth as Silk is absolutely we are keeping. Outwit we are probably keeping. Overwatch we are keeping. Strength and Power of Justice. Okay, we'll keep all those. We'll only mulligan one of them. So let's see what the 6th card is. Madam Web. Okay, I can deal with this. Alright, so first things first, we are going to flip Cindy to her hero side. And I'm going to attach Overwatch to the scheme itself. Okay, that's a little better. Yes, so I'm going to do that so now y'all can see it a little better. Alright, but Silk will go ahead and hit Hobgoblin for 2. And one of the big things about this particular scheme is whenever you defeat the main villains, you get to remove a lot of threat from the light at the end scheme, which is, again, how we win. So yeah, so in fact I will spend 2, 3 to play Madam Web. Actually, no, we're going to step back a bit on that end. So before we play any of those, I'm going to play Smooth as Silk, choose an enemy or a scheme in play. I'm going to pick Hobgoblin, discard cards from the encounter deck until we get one that matches, surprise is a match, and tuck it under Silk. So the important thing on that is, if you have not seen what Silk's cards do, basically she tucks encounter cards underneath her. And basically she will get bonuses to stats based off of what she did. So in fact, I'm going to do, that's just to save for right now. So I'm going to put 2, 3, bring Madam Web into play. After Madam Web enters play, look at the top X cards of the encounter deck, where X equals the number of Web Warrior cards I control. May discard 1 and put the rest back. So the 2 Web Warriors, I'm going to do 2. They're both attacky cards, but alright, I'm going to get rid of Heightened Morale, because we can do things with Treachery cards. Because Silk's ability, after I defeat a minion, a side scheme, or resolve a treachery, I can tuck it underneath my character. So we're going to keep Outwit for next turn. Madam Web will exhaust to take 2 damage off of. Yeah, we'll take 2 damage off of Light at the end. And keep your eyes on the prize and consequential damage. Alright, so everybody straightens, and we're going to draw our 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And I drew Power in All of Us, another Overwatch, an Energy, a Multitasking, and I kept my Outwit. Alright, so the scheme will advance by 1 to 3. Hobgoblin's going to attack. Actually, forget that. We're going to go ahead and say that he hit Craven. There would have been no difference between the two, so we're going to say he hit Craven instead of Hobgoblin, because I didn't read what they do. So getting rid of Craven right now is more important. Alright, so Hobgoblin is still the active villain. She's still going to attack me. Silk will not defend on that end, so she attacks for 1 plus 0, so 1 damage on Silk. Forced response: after Hobgoblin attacks and damages you, take 2 indirect damage and move the active counter to the next villain in order. So Silk has 3 damage on her currently. She'll take all the indirect damage because I want Madam Web to thwart something next turn before she goes. Alright, and my bad card is take 1 for the team. Attach to the villain with the highest attack. If you cannot resolve the ambush ability on the main scheme, then attach this card to the active villain. You cannot attack villains who don't have take 1 for the team for them. That's fine. I want to hit you. Alright, Madam Web's going to thwart for 2 on this scheme. Well, she'll go to 16, so this will go to 16. I will pop Overwatch's ability after when any amount of threat is removed from the scheme, discard the card and remove an equal amount of threat from a different scheme. So I'll also remove 2 from Sinister Synchronization. Madam Web takes her 2 damage, so she's gone. Thank you, Dakota Johnson. We greatly appreciate you, even though your movie was trash. I will then put another Overwatch on Light at the end. So one makes it real stupid, I can do that again. Alright, I'm going to spend my energy for 2 resources to put Outwit into play. So going forward, when she makes a basic thwart, she gets bonus thwart if I thwart a scheme that matches the scenario, the encounter set. So basically, the intent is I'm going to stack everything from the Sinister Six I can, and then really just knock this out of commission. Silk is, however, going to hit Craven for 2 more. He's at 4. And threat's reasonably under control right now, so what I'm going to do is something a little risky, but this might work. So I'm going to flip down to Alter Ego side. And I will use her action to discard a card tucked underneath her to draw 2 cards. Boy, did I screw that up. But I will go ahead and spend 1 to attach followed to light at the end. That's basically when I do defeat this scheme, I'll deal 4 damage to an enemy. Alright, so everybody will straighten. Silk will draw back up to 6, so I'll keep those 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, not terrible. I can deal with this. So I got a Genius, another Multitasking, another Smooth as Silk, Swinging Silk Kick, Wall Crawl, empowering all of us. Alright, so we're going to go for this. So the scheme goes to 2. Craven's going to scheme for 1 plus nothing. Bad card on here will be Surprise when revealed. Resolve the ambush ability on the main scheme. Ambush. Choose a set-aside villain at random, put that villain into play, and place the active counter on it. Okay? So now Scorpion's in play. And we move the active counter to Scorpion. We are not playing experts. We don't need to deal with that. Okay, this is still good. So, all right. Cindy is going to flip to her hero side. I will play another Smooth as Silk and target the Sinister Six encounter set to get a card tucked under her. Oh, good. Got rid of my obligation. Thank you. We ain't got rid of Shadows of the Past. Yeah. All right, now I got it. Okay, so all right, so I definitely want to play Seeing Web Kick. So 2, and I need to get rid of one of these to play it, and the other one I can use on. Okay, that's what I'll do. I will play Swinging Silk Kick and Wall Crawl. All right. All right, so now that's done. I'm going to spend 2, 3 to play Swinging Silk Kick. Deal 7 damage to an enemy, so that'll take Craven to 11. I may discard a card tucked under silk from the same encounter card as that enemy. If I do, this attack gains 2 additional damage and overkill. I will not because it's unnecessary. So Craven the Hunter's gone. This is also gone. When you defeat Craven, you remove 4 threat from a side scheme. So light at the end goes to 12. Yeah, I'm not going to trigger Overwatch yet. So those are done. And I will use Power in All of Us for 1 resource to play Wall Crawl. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. I may discard a card tucked underneath silk from the same encounter set as a chosen scheme to remove 3 more threat from that scheme. I will do that. And what the heck, I'll trigger Overwatch now to remove another 3 threat from Sinister Synchronization. Oh, I forgot to discard this card. So yeah, I have to do that to get the good benefits, so great. And finally, Silk will swing on 2 for Hobgoblin. Alright, everybody did good on this turn, so we're going to straighten. Silk will draw 5 cards. Another swinging Silk Kick. Another Wall Crawl. Ghost Spider. A Skilled Investigator. And Albert Moon. Alright. So, that gets 1 threat on there. Scorpion will attack. Just because her health's not that great, Silk will defend it. So attacks for 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so take 3 damage. Force response after Scorpion's attacks and damages you, stun a character I control. And then move the active counter to the next villain. And the funky card is attached to the villain with the most remaining hit points. If you cannot, resolve ambush. Threat cannot be removed from light at the end. Alright, so now Hobgoblin got to die. Alright, so yeah, okay, so Hobgoblin, because of his stupid ability to not make me able to remove light at the end, remove threat from light at the end, is a problem, so we need to deal with that. Alright, so 1, 2, and 3. She played Ghost Spider. Spend 0 to play Skilled Investigator. Ghost Spider will exhaust and attack Hobgoblin for 2. Cindy will flip to her hero form. I'm sorry, her alter ego form. Because she's going to do some healing soon. And everybody will straighten and we will draw 6 cards. Endurance, oh yes. Power of Justice. Heroic Intuition, okay. Under Surveillance. Spider-Man himself. 2, 4, 5, and 6. And Organic Webbing. Really? Alright, so that's hand. Alright, so we will now move this to 2. Goblin Schemes for 2. We'll put that to 4. Plus his boost card is 5. Okay. And the bad card is High fashion. Another treachery. Put the set aside Craven and Electro cards into play. Electro is not already into play, so yep, there they are. This is going to be interesting. We'll move to the next one. Oh, after I did the scheme, Scorpion should have gotten that. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Because after Hobgoblin did his scheme, that should have moved. Alright, better. Okay, Ghost Spider's going to attack for 2 more. Move that to 4. Use Heroic Intuition to play Endurance. Now we use the power of Justice and Under Surveillance to play Organic Webbing. I'm going to keep Peter for next turn. Cindy will exhaust to heal 3. I'm going to keep Spider-Man because he's going to be important. Ooh, second consequential for Ghost Spider. Almost forgot. And everybody else will straighten up. So I'm going to hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I have Eidetic Memory, J. Jonah Jameson, Across the Spider-Verse, One Way or Another, Web of Life and Destiny, and still Spider-Man. Gotcha. Okay. So now this goes up to 6. Scorpion schemes for 0 plus 1. And an indirect damage. So this will now be 7. And I get an indirect damage. Okay. And my bad card is Robotic Enhancement. Really? If Scorpion's already in place, stun a character I control. Okay. So actually, let's do this in order. First of all, Scorpion comes. Dr. Octopus and Scorpion come out. If Dr. Octopus is in play, he is not confuse a character. Was already in play. Confuse a character. If Scorpion's in play, stun a character. I also have to stun Gwen. How many hit points does Hobgoblin have total? So he has 9. Alright, first things first. Play Web of... Actually, no, not yet. Alright, so before I do that, I have to go into hero form. Now I will play Web and Life and Destiny. Ignore this card's resource cost if the identity has Web Warrior. Response after Web Warrior ally leaves play. Choose a player. That player draws a card. Alright, how many Web Warriors are in my discard pile? I think there are none. Oh no, Madam Web is in there, but... Alright, first things first, I will play One Way or Another. Search the encounter deck for a side scheme, reveals that side scheme, Then draw 3 cards. Alright? In counter deck, you have to have side scheme left in here. Okay, you have one. Okay. So, sad news for me. This is the only side scheme left in the deck. Brute Force Barricade. So once this is gone permanently, but I can't remove threat from other side schemes while this is around. And it has 9 threat. Alright. And draw 3 cards. We'll see what those are in a minute. I gotta deal with this. Shuffle the counter deck. Put 9 damn threat on this thing. Alright, the new cards I got are Lady Spider, Yawn Roll, and Spider Reflexes. Alright, so I'm going to play 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so it's 3. To put Spider-Man in play, he does have a requirement. So you have to pay 1 of every resource, which I just did a minute ago. So Spider-Man is now in play. Okay, this is not terrible. I think I can do something soon. Alright, so actually let me talk through this second. My intent is to play across the Spider-Verse to get another Web Warrior ally. I've got the 2 resources to pay for that, so assume that's done. If I attack with Gwen, that'll remove her stun. Then I attack with Peter. Attack with Peter. Do damage to Hobgoblin. It will ready, as a response, he will ready another character. He'll ready Gwen. Gwen will then attack again. Let me keep this over here. We'll attack again, put more damage on Hobgoblin. She will leave, but I get to do her interrupt, which allows Ghost Spider to get identity-specific event added to my hand. And the Web Warrior ally leaves play. I get to draw a card. Okay. Alright. No, I think that is the play. Alright. And then when I do Across the Spider-Verse, I'll just get either her or Lady Spider back. I'm leaning towards Lady Spider because of her ability about removing multiple threads, so I think I'll do that. Okay, that's the play. Gwen will exhaust to get rid of her stun. Spider-Man will exhaust to hit Hobgoblin for 2. Response, ready a Spider character. Gwen will exhaust to hit 2 more. So Gwen is gone, because that's her 3rd damage, but search my deck for an identity-specific event and add it to my hand. I do have one. And Gwen's gone. I should shuffle this. Then Web of Life and Destiny. After Web Warrior ally leaves play, Gwen just left. Choose a player, me, draw a card. Okay, follow the original plan. I'm going to spend 2. Those 2 resources right there. And I will play Across the Spider-Verse. Exhaust Web Warrior card I control. I will exhaust Web of Life and Destiny. Search my discard pile for a Web Warrior ally and put them into play. I'll do Lady Spider because I need some threat to be removed. Then choose a player, me. That player may spend 3 resources of any type to repeat the ability. I, unfortunately, do not have 3 resources, so. Alright. So that's done. To exhaust Lady Spider to remove 2 threat from barricade or whatever, yes. I need 7. Alright. After she removes threat from a scheme, if I control another web warrior card, I do. Remove an equal amount of threat from a different scheme. I'll remove it from you. Wait, those should have been discarded. I didn't discard these. Alright, Silk will exhaust to become unstunned. Everybody has done their business. And the draw. Variant size will keep Silk Kick. 3. Alright. Bad card. Because I decked out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alrighty, I have an Overwatch, Power of Justice, Spider Claws, Get the Scoop, and Swinging Silk Kick. Alright. Alright, scheme goes up, and this should have moved over to the next person active order, which is Doc Ock. So Doc Ock will attack me for 2 plus Silk will not defend, so she'll just take damage 2 plus 4. Alright, so 8. And 2 bad cards. First bad card is life-size decoy. The engaged player cannot thwart side schemes. Oh, and this also moves to the next player in order, so Electro-like me next turn. And assault. The villain attacks me again. Oh, sorry, force response. Place a threat on each scheme. Oh wait, before we do anything, that's treachery, so give me that. Alright, so Doc Ock still has to resolve his attack. Alright, so Doc attacks for 2. Will put me to 10. There's definitely 3 boost cards in that. I don't want to, but I'm going to have to defend it. So 2 plus 3, 4. Alright, so she was worth 2, 3, 4. Alright, so she does get damaged. And as a result, put a threat on each scheme. So this goes to 8. This goes to 9. And this goes to 9. Actually, no, that does not go to 9. Electro would attack me, so. What's 7, 8, and 8? Because Assault the villain is the one who attacks, not the last one. So Electro's the main villain, so he would have attacked. The 1, the boost is 2, 3. Oh, I take no damage. So no bad things happen. Yay. But this now moves back to Hobgoblin, which don't matter because he's about to die. No, he's not about to die. No, he is still about to die. Okay. Peter's going to attack the life-size decoy for 2. And uses response after Whipper attacks. Ready that character. Actually, no, he will not attack the life-size decoy. Instead, he's going to attack he'll attack Scorpion. Because sadly, Silk has to blow into 3 resources. Yeah, Silk has to blow 3 resources. 1, 2, 3. On a swinging Silk kick for a life-size decoy. So deal 7 damage. And I just defeated a minion, so Silk at least gets to tuck him. Alright. Now Lady Spider's going to thwart for 2. Her response after she... No, she's gone to 6, not 2. Yeah. So she's going to thwart that for 2. And she does her response after she removes threat. She can remove from a different scheme. So now she'll remove it from Sinister Synchronization, bringing that to 5. She takes 2 consequential damage, so she's gone. Web of Life and Destiny lets me draw a card. Madam Web. Silk is going to smack Hobgoblin for 2 more, so that brings it to 10, so he's done. Remove 4 threat from a side scheme when he's defeated. Alright. Now, Silk will flip to alter ego form. She will use her action, discard a card tucked under there, draw 2 cards. I'm going to place Overwatch on Brute Force Barricade. 1, 2, 3 to bring Madam Web into play. Which should have moved to Craven anyway, alright. And then Madam Web's ability after she enters play, look at the top cards equal to the number of Web Warriors I have. So 1, 2, 3. Alright. Discard 1, put the rest back in any order. Alright, I'm going to discard Oh, all three of these need to go, but I can't. So we have Taunting Presence, the one we just prevented us from doing stuff this whole game. Place a main threat and get another enemy into play. You know what? We'll get another enemy in. Okay, we'll get rid of Taunting Presence, and we'll leave these two as is. Madam Web will exhaust and take consequence to remove 2 threat from this. And Cindy's not in hero form, so she can't tuck this, sadly. But we are going to trigger Overwatch to remove 2 threat from a different scheme, so we'll remove 2 more from Light at the End. Actually, no, we'll remove it from Sync. I should have drawn a card because of Skilled Investigator, but I forgot. And I already done my play, so I'm not going to do that. Yes, I know I'm an idiot, but still. Alright. She's at 8 hit points left. Everybody did a good job, so we're all going to straighten. And we draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, so Craven is, so this goes up by 1. Craven's the active villain, so Craven will scheme for 1 plus nothing. Bad card for this round is going to be Surprise, Resolve Ambush, which is basically bringing another villain into play. And we put the active counter on them. Okay. Oh, the Vulture finally shows up. Yay! Alright, first things first, Cindy's going to use her action to discard a card, tuck card underneath her to draw 2. Again, I got a Wall Crawl and a Overwatch. Alright, I will put Overwatch on Light at the End. Madam Web's going to exhaust to remove 2 threat from Light at the End. She'll use, that'll trigger Overwatch. No, wait, she will not do that yet. Because I have to be in hero form and do the cool Overwatch ability. Alright then, Cindy's going to recover 3. She's going to flip to hero form. Now Madam Web will remove 2 threat from Light at the End, trigger Overwatch to remove 2 threat from this. Then she dies. Web of Life and Destiny, she left play, so I draw a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay, yeah, this is great. Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay, good. Alright, Peter's going to put 2 damage on Craven the Hunter. So that's his 3rd damage. He goes away. Web of Life and Destiny. He draws a card. Oh, and I should have used Skilled Investigator this turn, because I did kill a side scheme, so I am going to use that now. Alrighty. Now let's do some nonsense. First things first, Smooth as Silk to... Oh, and Spider-Man should have... His ability would have readied Silk. Yes. So now, Smooth as Silk. I will pick the Sinister Six encounter set. Again, choose an enemy or scheme in play, discards cards from the top of the encounter deck until I get one, then I tuck it under the deck. Alrighty. Now we are going to do some damage. Oh, I should have said cards in my hand. Wall Crawl, Heroic Intuition, Albert Moon, Swinging Silk Kick, Wall Crawl, Power in Office, Swinging Silk Kick, Multitasking, and Genius. Are some people going to get kicked in the head? Yes, they are. Alright, first things first. 2, 3. Swinging Silk Kick. Deal 7 damage to an enemy. I'm going to pop 7 damage to Vulture. So once Vulture is defeated, remove 4 threat from a side scheme. Make a standard 2. Vulture's done. Silk is now going to thwart for 2 to remove this, so we've now successfully done light at the end. Interrupt. When the last threat of this scheme is removed, resolve the ambush ability on the main scheme, which means get another villain out. Vulture's back. Then we flip the card over. So now we're at light at the end, and I get an extra encounter card every turn, but it's okay. So now instead of 20, it's 15. But once I defeat this, we win. Alright. And also the response on followed. When attached schemes defeated, deal 4 damage to an enemy. I'm going to put 4 damage on Scorpion. Yeah, I'm going to 1, 2, 3 for another Swinging Silk Kick. And I'm going to kick Vulture in the face again to remove 4 threat from a scheme. Then I'm going to spend 1 resource to play Wall Crawl. Oh, sorry, activation to going back to Dr. Octopus. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Light at the end. Discard a card tucked under Silk from the same encounter set. Heighten morale. To remove 3 more threat from the chosen scheme. Alright, so now we're at 6, okay. Alright, that was a great turn. Everybody's gonna straighten. We dropped 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, and now it is the villain's turn. Alright, so we have Yawn Roll. We have Spider Reflexes, one way or another, under Surveillance, and Power of Justice. Okay, so we put 1 threat on the main scheme. Dr. Octopus is going to attack for... Hold on a second. Until he attacks me for 2, he'll put a scheme on that. So 7, 6, 5. Discard that for 3. Yeah, I think we can win this next turn as long as I survive. Alright, so Doc Ock will attack, Silk will not defend. For 2-0, so she's at 7. Alright. But we do put a threat on each scheme, so 5 for you, 7 for you. First bad card is attached to the villain with the lowest activation order value. The lowest is Doc Ock, whatever. It's crisis, so I can't thwart the main scheme. Oh no, what will I do? Oh, by the way, this should have moved to Electro. And second bad card, because of that now, sadly, is Life-Size Decoy. Oh, you piece of garbage. They both were attachments and minions, so... So it says I can't thwart side schemes. Doesn't mean I can't get rid of threat in other ways. So, Cindy will smack Scorpion for 2 to kill him. 10. Remove 4 threat from a scheme. Okay, so I will use the power of justice to play under surveillance on the main scheme, which bumps up its threshold by 4. I will use these 2 to play Spider Reflexes. I would have played one way or another, because that would have given me 3 cards and probably some more damage on this end. But since the last one I played one way or another, I know for a fact there are not whatchamacallits in there, any side teams in there currently. So we'll leave those for now. Cindy will flip to her alter ego side. And everybody will straighten from here. So we'll draw 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Okay. So this moves up by 1 to 6. Electro schemes for 2 plus nothing, so 8. We would have schemed out, but because an under surveillance is there, we do not. Acceleration, because the encounter deck has to shuffle. Bad cards. 1, 2. First bad card. When gang up, when revealed, alter ego, this gains surge. Put Electro and alright, put set aside Craven and Electro into play. Craven and Electro are already in play. If Electro's already in play, discard the highest cost card you control. Fudge. I like Web of Life and Destiny. If Craven's in play, if Electro's in play, discard the highest. If Craven's in play, discard the lowest. Okay. And second bad card is Frequent Flyers. Put Hobgoblin and Vulture into play. Okay. Hobgoblin and Vulture are not in play, so they're going to come into play now. And this would have moved to Craven last turn. Okay. Cindy's going to exhaust to heal. Alright, let me see what offense is in here if I got rid of... Because Across the Spider-Verse let me bring 2 guys back in. So I can bring Peter and Lady Spider. And Lady Spider does do damage, so that's a possibility. Alright. I use these 3 to pay for, sorry, these 2 to pay for Across the Spider-Verse. Which will in turn get 1 ally out the deck, which is definitely going to be Peter. And then I've got 3 more resources to bring another one into play. And I need 7 points of damage. Okay. Okay. So first things first, Cindy's gonna flip. Alright, and I will go ahead and play the 2 resources to do Across the Spider-Verse. So, exhaust Web Warrior card I control. No, I will not. Because I lost my other card. Nuts. Bring that back. Alright, so 3 for Ghost Spider. Oh no, wait, I won't do that. I already did. I will instead 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3 to bring Beat Cop in. And Beat Cop will just let me move threat all over. So I move 1 threat from Light at the End to Beat Cop. Because that's not a thwart. This is just a move. So Life Size Decoy prevents me from thwarting that scheme down, but it won't stop me from moving it. Okay. Alright, I'm going to hold on to Across the Spider-Verse and Ghost Spider for now. New bad cards I decked out. And 5. I have Followed, Strength, Smooth as Silk, Across the Spider-Verse, and Ghost Spider. Alright, so scheme goes up by 1, 2. So we're now at 10. Craven's going to attack me for 2. Silk will not defend 2 plus 3, 4, 5, 9. Oh, fudge. And after he defends and damages, discard 1 upgrade or support I control. I will discard Outwit. And 1 bad card for decking out. Bad card for normal. Bad card for Light at the End. First bad card. Partnership of Pain. The villain with the highest activation order attacks you with X attack, where X equal to all villains in play. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, fudge monkey. All right, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, geez, I think we have... I do not have it. Urgh! I think we have lost. Alright, so Partnership of Pain. Villain with highest activation order attacks you with X attack, X number of total villains in play. 5. So Vulture will attack me for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Silk will defend for 3 of it. Seven, 8, 9. 9 minus 3 is 6. 9 plus 6 is 14. How many hit points does Silk have? Silk has 13 hit points. So she not... Ugh. There was a combo of cards that prevented me from moving threat from right at the end. Because if that had not shown up, we would have won already. Yeah, there was no way around that. Maybe if I did not flip up, that might have been could have been a thing, but I did not. Okay, on the bright side of this scenario, the deck works. So had I not gotten that horrible option for, what's the word I'm looking for? If I had not gotten those 3 cards that prevented me from removing threat from light at the end, we would have already been out of here. That was that. And maybe I need a little more offense in this deck. Because this deck is pretty heavy thwarting, but I need a little more offense. Would have probably sealed the deal for us earlier. Because even with life-size decoy preventing me from removing threat, the when defeated ability would still override that, so I can still do light at the end. Alrighty. I'm just going to be a little upset on that end. I didn't get jerked, I just got overwhelmed. Alright, so either way on that end, we are just going to chalk that up as a learning lesson, and we will add this scenario to the rematch pile. And either way, thank you very much for taking the time to hang out with me today. I do appreciate y'all, and I will see you another time. Take care.